Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Barely Bookish podcast. Today, we're going to be continuing on with Frankenstein, and I'm once again joined by Allison and Becca.
Hi.
Hi.
I've been putting your guys' name in alphabetical order this entire time, and I just, don't know why I keep doing that, but I've, committed to the bit, so...
I kind of wonder if that's
good.
always what people generally...
I think so.
gravitate.
Although, when I talked about where I was going this weekend, I said Mike and Allison every time.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, people say Mike and Allison, though.
I don't know what people say for us if it's... No, and my sister and I were always Maggie and Becca. They just did oldest to youngest instead of alphabetical.
Well, that's probably just because of, first there was Maggie.
Favoritism.
So... No, I just think it's because of how humans show up on this earth. I don't know.
Teasing, I'm totally teasing.
I usually default to, when I do, friend and their, partners, I always do it, by the person I know and then their partner, the friend partner.
Yeah,
That's,
I guess
how I always default.
Well, and some people I feel like I kind of go back and forth, so I don't know. But...
ranking everyone based on who I like more.
Oh, and that means I'm first!
Damn, fuck.
I better be first.
Really
what the heck?
That's okay, you guys are family.
I have years on Becca, are you kidding me?
Years and blood. I do not expect to come first here. I'm just pleased to be considered to be a guest.
I'm dead. We gotta add a third one in so I could just,
crush their spirits too. I'm just happy to be here.
I keep saying that by accident, being like, oh, I'm just happy to be here,
yeah.
all the time. It's just my go-to of oh, someone thanks me for... I also thanks me for my service, but I can't what do you say when you're thanking someone for working?
You're welcome?
No, when someone's thanking you for a job well done, I'm oh, they're thanking me for my service. That's not true. But I don't know, what do you what the fuck do you call that? Because it's yeah, kind of, but also
your efforts.
There we go. Efforts. We'll do that. When someone thanks me for my efforts.
Okay. So Frankenstein.
Where did we leave off? I've just read these 2 chapters, but I didn't really go back and read what was before that. Do we have a little synopsis?
Basically, what was going on is he's just in that little cave telling Frankenstein about everything that's going on, and he's continuously delaying meeting this family, and he's I now speak fluent French, but I will not bring myself to leave this hovel and meet the family, which has just been really, really funny.
That's right. And that girl showed up.
Sophie,
the sad girl.
Let's not forget how much of an inception this is, though, that this is Frankenstein telling the sailor.
Yeah.
The monster telling Frankenstein.
I thought the sailor was writing this down in a letter to his sister.
Oh, that's even more confusing.
That Dr. Frankenstein told him, and right now, currently, the monster is telling Dr. Frankenstein, who then relays it to the sailor, who is now relaying it to his sister.
Yep.
Yeah, we're deep in the inception here.
So I know that. Do you know that she knows that he knows?
Yeah.
Do you know that I know?
Remember that, the sailor is not writing this in real time. He's recollecting the conversations nightly as well. So it's not even word for word what Frankenstein's saying. He's and what he kind of said was
it's a game of telephone, 100%.
Nobody is reliable in this story, I would guess at this point, because of
that would also make this a 230-page letter.
Could you imagine, is you haven't heard from your sibling and God knows how long. You're are they alive or are they dead? And then they ship you and it's ma'am, your manuscript is here. And
they were working on their novel.
He's I may have not discovered Antarctica, but what I did discover was something so much more pure. Friendship.
What I did discover was the largest cup of steaming hot tea.
Oh man, that's so good. Okay.
My dearest gentle reader.
Yeah.
Dearest gentle reader.
That was actually a really good impression right there.
That was. Save that sound clip for sure.
Yeah.
Becca was just here
So-
last weekend, and there was a couple times I did a voice, and she was like, "That was good." Like,
You're
hey.
good at impressions.
We love that.
We love that. Impressive impression.
Okay. We are on chapter 6.
So Frankie's been loitering for a minute.
A good minute.
Not even loitering, straight up squatting.
Yep.
Truly. You know, what's that law where you can, like, squatters' rights? That's
Yeah,
where
we
you
were
squat.
talking about squatters' rights this weekend, weren't we? I thought squatters' rights didn't come into play until you were there for like 10 years. I thought you had to squat
No.
somewhere for a long time. And then Allison told me that it's pretty brief. You don't have to be somewhere very long
30
to take
days.
claim.
Wait,
30 days?
this had to be Mike.
It's 30
I didn't.
days.
I don't think I had this because this is new
Oh.
information for me. It had to be Mike.
Oh. Then Mike and
Yeah.
I were talking about squatting for whatever reason. And I didn't know it was 30 days. I feel like I could squat somewhere for 30 days for sure.
Yeah, it's really easy for squatters' rights. Like, that's why, like, a lot of Airbnbs won't allow you to stay for 30 days without, like, having a lease. Because, like, once you have a lease, then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you know.
It's contractual.
Yeah. But squatters' rights is crazy, especially in Florida. Like, it's, like,
Shocking.
really crazy.
Shocking.
Truly. Yeah, I had to do biz law as part of my like advertising degree and like got real scared about squatters' rights. I was like, someone's gonna like break into my house.
And claim it.
Yeah. Like I have one of our family friends, he has like hunting land and he has to go and walk his land like every couple months. Scared of squatters.
People have to do that. Somebody should be doing that on this monster right now.
Like,
Because
how have
he's
they
just
not noticed?
sitting and watching? Like, I know the dad's blind, but what's everybody else's excuse?
He's large too. Like, where is he hiding? Where is he hiding? I like to picture him like behind too small of a bush, watching them.
Oh, I picture him kind of like down in a like cellar basement, and that's why he can see into the cottage. That's how I've pictured him.
Yeah, they said hovel. I like for the longest thought it was a shed, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Just like leaned up leaned up against it.
I like the idea of it being very obvious though, and him just like peeking over the window.
But also, they have not investigated where all of this freshly cut firewood is coming from. It's just appearing at their doorstep every day. Like, I would be looking into that. If I lived in the woods and all of a sudden chopped firewood showed up at my door, I would think, okay, ghost or squatter.
Yeah, they're fully
Yeah.
like, this is great.
Yeah, it's just like not even looking into it. And also, don't you think he'd be leaving tracks or like he's got to be going to the bathroom somewhere? You just would think these people would be looking into their surroundings a little bit more.
Literally. Like, my first sign would just be like, leave milk out just in case it's a brownie or a fairy, but also a lot of
Yeah.
investigation, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they're all kind of like ignorance is bliss. We're not going to look into it as long as good things keep coming our way.
You know what? Sometimes, like, maybe this is kind of messed up for me to say, but like, ignorant people seem so happy. Like, maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I've had the same thought. In fact, I think I wrote ignorance is bliss in chapter 7 because it's so prevalent in like this story and just in real life.
Yeah.
The more you know, the sadder you get.
Truly.
I feel like that's kind of an undertone for. Can you cover this up?
That was like direct eye contact.
I will restate my thought here in a second so you can have my thing. I feel like that's an undertone for Frankenstein in general, though, is that ignorance is bliss, because the more he looks into it, the more unhappy he is, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, the more he learns about like natural sciences and everything, the crazier he goes.
Mm-hmm. Well, and even his monster, you could say the same, you know?
Yeah.
The more he finds out about humanity, the more he's disturbed.
Yeah.
So now
Wow,
we're
I
on
think you
chapter
just
6.
summarized the entire book right there.
There you go.
Literally.
I haven't had much to say, but when I say something,
Hard hitting.
Right
I'm
ahead.
swinging.
So we're on chapter 6. we finally are starting to get the history of the family he's been stalking. The old man, his name is DeLacy, and he came from money in France. Which, okay, I just have to say, like, why did every single person come from money and then, like, get squalor? Like, no one starts off poor in this book at all. Everybody had money and was, like, rich and wealthy, and then they're like, and then through a series of unfortunate events, I'm like, I hate to break it to you, buddy. Some people just don't ever have money.
Do you think Mary Shelley is like an 18-year-old girl was like jealous of other people who maybe had more money? I mean, I haven't looked into her background to see kind of where she fell as far as like well off or not, but there's so many notes in this book where I'm like, yeah, this was written by a stingy, pissed off teenage girl. And so I wonder if she was just after people who had more money than her, and so she wrote all of her characters to start off rich and then become poor.
I also wonder if it's like one of those like culture things where everybody says that their family used to have money.
Yeah.
And then they like fell into like through whatever means. They're like, we used to like have fine china, even if they like didn't have fine china for like 10 generations,
Yeah. Yeah, they just claim the way back. That's their own. Yeah.
That's interesting. I did not notice that was such a theme. But you're right.
I've just noticed it because like this is like the third or fourth family that's been like in squalor that they were like, and we were loaded. We had mega yachts.
Yeah, I would not have clocked that either, but that's a good catch.
That's what I do. Thanks.
Rachel's blushing.
Reading comprehension skills A+.
It's almost like I have a whole podcast
designated
to like analyzing books or something. It's so crazy.
That's hysterical.
I'm over here like, who's talking? Who said that? Who died?
That's a mood though. So then the father of Safi, is that how we're going? Like what we're gonna commit to? Safi?
Okay, every time
Safi,
every time I hear that though, I just hear like Captain Jack Sparrow being like, Savvy. That's all I can hear.
Savvy.
Mood.
Still a cute name, Safi.
It is.
I think it's cute, but I'm just like, I always have a fear that people are gonna be like, it's actually pronounced like, when you're like reading.
That's me all the time.
Me having to tell you how to pronounce. Who was it?
Every character in Throne of Glass, every single one. No, it was Nehemiah. I called her Nehemiah.
Yeah, Nehemia.
And then Selena, I what was her last name?
Sardothian,
yeah.
Yeah, or was it Aelin? I say Aelin Gallianthus, and you told me it's Galathinius.
Yeah. And then you also, when you pronounce...
It's all of them.
Arabin.
Was Arabin? I thought I had it
Otterland.
Right.
Otterland, you're pronouncing it.
Oh, Adderlin is how I pronounce it. It's still in my head, it's Adderlin.
To be fair, I did audiobook for the one, and then when I got back into the books, I was like, that's how you spell that? Like...
Yeah, no, it's like the spellings do not make sense. I'm doing my best.
Yeah, mood. But trying to spell Feyre for the first time, only being through audiobook, I was like, who? Who's that?
Feyre was really hard for me. And also, Rhysand, it was Rice until like book 3 for me. And that was hard.
Fair.
Rachel corrected me on that early.
Allison, I think you maybe got me that one in the first book, but it stuck in my head the entire time.
Yeah.
I think it was Hamel you were pronouncing weird. Like
Arabin I call it Hamel. Arabin Hamel.
That's what it was. Yeah. Like Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Yeah, I got everyone's names wrong in that. The entire cast, honestly. I'm sure
I feel like that.
Lysandra is probably not how that's pronounced.
Lysandra?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Got
no,
that
not
one.
that far.
She's an assassin's blade.
Not yet.
I forgot she was an assassin's blade. Yeah. No,
Rachel, I do need to. This is your recording time, but I do need.
I didn't realize she was in more than assassin's blade.
I just forgot where she showed up the first where she's at.
I am
what
struggling
were you
with
saying?
going back in time for Assassin's Creed.
That's fair. I just
I'm gonna comment
that
on your blog that
it's
it ruined my life.
you and like everyone else are like, I literally was like, if you want to read it in order, like series order, you could read it this, or like timeline order, you can read it this way. But if you want to like not hate your life, read
You
it
and
this.
everyone else. That's
Yeah.
so fucking funny.
So the father of Safi was the cause of their ruin, and he went to jail because they're racist against Turkish people, I think.
Yeah, he said his religion and wealth, rather than the crime alleged against him, had been the cause of his condemnation. So they just didn't
Which,
like
like,
him.
sure. But it's like, we're so many layers deep of like,
He said, she said.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, I feel like everyone says like, "Oh yeah, no, I totally didn't do that crime that I'm in jail for," So
Yeah.
and like we kind of find out that like this guy's kind of a dick. So I'm like, what was the crime though? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Because you're right. In like the next paragraph, he like double crosses him. So
Yeah,
how do
but
we know
like
he didn't actually do the crime?
I want to believe it's for racist reasons, but I'm also like, what? Can you just like tell me what you were in jail for though?
Yeah,
Like,
what were you accused of?
not saying your fault or anything, but like, what was it?
That's crazy. And also, what are the odds that Felix, the son of the blind man in the cottage, was just at the trial?
Yeah. Like, was Felix involved?
I don't know. It sure doesn't say, does it? It's all
No.
just very happenstance. Really nice coincidence.
So I just like happened to be walking by the jailhouse, and I was like, what if I just like broke that guy out? You know? Like
Yeah.
that's like the story they're feeding us right now. Of like, okay, like how were you involved, Felix? Because it's not like you saw this dude happen to keep visiting him in jail, find out he has a hot daughter, and then he's like, let me bust you out. Like you
Yeah.
could have married the daughter without busting this dude out of jail. You know what I mean?
Precisely. Also, he wasn't going in the front door of the jail. He said he found an unguarded, grated window to visit through. So, like,
So
this
he
is real
knows.
sketch, everybody. Why are we not getting everybody's backstory?
That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
So I'm not buying this whole like, oh, Felix is just there out of the kindness of his heart and totally not involved in whatever crime. Because it feels like they're trying to clear this dude's name because they're probably also kind of trying to clear Felix's name. Because then Felix is like, seems like a decent person for getting an innocent man out of jail.
Wow, we looked at this two very different ways because my notes in here are this is Mary Shelley kind of continuing her theme of like corrupt governments. Like she has mentioned corruption and governments so many times throughout this book, and I kind of just saw this as like a continuation of that. I didn't even think about why he was in jail and what Felix had to do with him to even be a part of the dialogue with him.
I mean, I also agree that it is a lot on just corrupt governments.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to explore every opportunity because everybody in here is unreliable.
Very true. And then the other note I have in this section is when Felix was like, yeah, I'm going to try and break him out of jail so I can marry his daughter. It says, Felix could not help owning to his own mind that the captive possessed a treasure which would fully reward his toil and hazard. Saying, like, Felix knew that if he got the dad out, he would get to marry his daughter. And I'm like, is every woman in this story sold off into marriage? It feels like every single one of them.
Women are not very high up in status in this book, I'll tell you what.
No. And I'm like, again, is that Mary Shelley being like very against the man and like talking about corrupt governments and talking about the treatment of women and all this kind of stuff? I'm like, how ahead of her time was she? Or is this just looking at it from like a very 2024 perspective, you know? Because now I'm like, if I knew Mary Shelley today, she'd be that bitch. Like, she would be tried and true, and we'd be best buds.
Who is it? Joan Rivers that has like a ton of mugshots.
Yeah, Joan Rivers has so many. Or Jane Fonda. Does she have
Jane
a whole bunch
Fonda's
too?
the one I'm thinking of. Sorry.
No, I got it mixed up.
Well,
too.
haven't we talked about before that a lot of the characters in this book, it's about rationalizing poor decisions and bad behavior as well. Like, how much can we rationalize?
Yeah.
So even with, like, is he innocent or is he not? Like, we get a story that's at least spun to hear that he's innocent. And the same with Felix. Like, it's all about how they rationalize their behavior.
Also,
yeah, we're
my
like
next-
full-blown English teachers.
I love this for us. Who are we?
I feel like I should be wrapping a cardigan sweater really tightly around myself.
Yeah,
right
me
now.
too. Pushing my glasses up.
My dream. I can't wait until it's a little colder. The other day it was 72 in the morning. And I was like, it's time. The time is approaching, you know?
That was me today. It was 85 today with a nice breeze. And I was like, oh my God, it's here. It's here.
It's happening, people. It's happening. Also, I have to note that the creature apparently stole the letters Sophie wrote Felix.
Yeah, he goes, I have copies of these letters. I'll give them to you.
Pulled a Dobby on him.
I literally wrote messy in the side of it. So I'm like, that's crazy.
But also, how did he get copies of these letters? Because that means he had to, like, break into their house.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Because I'm like, literally, because it's like, these are obviously prized possessions of Felix's. That, like, his, like, betrothed-ish, soon to be, the courting lady? I don't know. His, like, lady friend was writing him these, like, professing letters of love, kind of. And so he obviously, like, I'm figuring this is the kind of dude that keeps those in his nightstand, you know what I mean? So it's like he would have had to get into their house, like, not casually, like, in there to get these letters.
Wow, I did not catch that. That is such a good eye. Because, yeah, how else would he have come by those letters?
It's not like that's not something you're reading out during family time. You're like, oh, I got a letter from my girlfriend. Hold on, everyone. Like, let's sit down.
Wow.
Just a little thought experiment for you.
Crazy.
Imagine this 9-foot creature breaking into your hovel. Just stealing your letters.
I just imagine him not doing anything gracefully, so.
Right, he would be so loud if he was that big. Like, how could they not hear him?
Dinosaur in a china shop, for sure.
Yeah. And then after the letters part, in the very next paragraph, he talks about how Safi's mother was made a slave by the Turks. And because she was pretty, Safi's father bought her out of slavery. And
did your book have all that stuff about how his mother was like a good Christian, or her mother was like a good Christian woman and raised Safi to be a good Christian woman and like all that kind of stuff too? Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
chill.
I didn't highlight anything in there.
Chill, Mary Shelley.
Yeah, I did highlight the fact that her mom was made a slave and then was purchased out of slavery in marriage. Yeah. And I'm like, and then my note was, is there a single one of Mary Shelley's female characters that is happy?
Like, poor every woman.
They're all getting sold, traded, trafficked.
It's really dark. It's really dark, Mary Shelley.
You know, everyone's getting trafficked. What the fuck?
It's so really sad. They're getting traded around like baseball cards, dude.
Right. I mean, Safi's dad traded her for his breakout out of prison, right? He was like, you're going to marry my daughter if you get me out of here. And then next line was like, the prospect of marrying a Christian and remaining in a country where women were allowed to take a rank in society was enchanting to her. Like, she was into the idea. But then her dad was like, no, not going to do it.
He's like, over my dead body.
Yeah, he was like, he loathed the idea that his daughter should be united to a Christian, but he feared the resentment of Felix if he should appear lukewarm. So it's like he's double-crossing him. He was like, yeah, you can marry her. And then he gets free. He gets out. And he's like, just kidding. Taking her back. This is a bad business deal.
What I'm saying. What was he in jail for?
Yeah, you know? That's sketch. I didn't even think about it like that.
Because, like, I'm all for the corrupt government plotline. However, the Felix being like, oh, we never met him at all. He just was like a well-known public figure. and I thought I'd break him out of jail. I'm like, yeah, sure, Felix. Like, what were you up to? You know, what did he have
Yeah,
on you?
right. True. And then when they got double crossed, I think he turned Felix in because it just says the government of France learned about the escape of their victim and spared no pains to detect and punish his deliverer. So, like, how did the government find out if not Safi's father told them?
So,
And then mine says Felix, DeLacy, and Agatha were all thrown in prison.
see, in my version, he used his own family's passports to get them out of the country.
What?
Yeah, he had like his dad and his sister's passport to get Safi and her father out of the country. So then the government's like, your dad's right there. Like, literally, like, imagine, like, so basically, my understanding is that Felix's family was like very well off and like lived in Paris and they were known in Paris. And so he like told his family to go and like dip out of there for a second because he's going to use their passports to get Safi and her dad out of the country. So like while her dad and Agatha were like in the next room, I'm assuming the Paris government was like imagine like freaking you're using Christian Bale's passport illegally.
Yeah.
Is like the impression I'm getting. Like everyone's
Yeah.
like, okay, like we know who Christian Bale is, so
That's funny. Yeah, mine does not have any of that. That's crazy. Mine just says the government found out and then threw them all in jail.
I love the minor changes. Like I like the big changes, but I love like the tiny little things that Mary Shelley decides to take out.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
what
weird
prompts that?
swaps?
What prompts that
Yeah.
the passports can't be used? Maybe she was
Mm.
like, ah, that's weak. Let me just omit that.
Yeah, like or like it was too much, and so she just cut it out and said they were found out. Oh, but mine, Felix didn't get thrown in jail. They threw his dad and his sister in jail, and then what's happening here? He quickly arranged with the Turk that Safi should remain as a boarder at a convent in Leghorn.
Oh, I don't have that.
And then he didn't succeed in getting his dad and sister out of jail. It said they remained confined for 5 months before the trial took place, the result
Mine
of
too.
which deprived them of their fortune and condemned them to a perpetual exile from their native country. So that
Yeah,
explains
I got
why they're
that too.
poor.
Yeah, I have that part, but I don't have her going to a convent. I don't think I have that.
Yeah, she gets sent off to a convent.
Cause oh no, I don't have that. Cause in mine, he Sophie and her dad get away with it, and they are in Italy.
Oh,
And they are out of the
really?
country. And then when he finds out that his dad and Agatha are in jail, he goes back, and then uh, Sophie's dad is like, okay, well, sucks to suck. I'm out of the country. Sends him like a tiny bit of money for the fact that his entire family like took the blame. And then the dad's location gets found out. Sophie's still with her dad. His location gets found, and he's like, okay, I gotta go. I gotta fucking go. You get our affairs in order and meet me in Turkey. And she's like, yeah, okay. And he like leaves her with a servant and he like gets on a boat, gets the fuck out of there. And she's there for like a couple days and she's like, are you fucking stupid? I'm not going, like, I'm not doing that. So she like gets the jewels and like whatever she can and returns to Felix. And then, well, she wants to return to Felix. She goes all the way back to Paris, or goes back to the town, sorry, that she heard him saying that they're going to stay at. Her servant dies.
Yeah,
while
mine has her
she's there.
servant dying. Yeah.
Her servant dies. And then they're like staying in this like boarding house, and the lady like takes pity on this like girl that can't speak the language and has like no idea how to get to her fiance boyfriend or whatever. And like it's like, okay, I'll get you there. And then the chapter ends.
Okay, I think mine does have all of that. I just did not compute it as clearly as you did. Because, yeah, mine is like her dad goes to Constantinople, and then she's alone with her servant girl, and then they're like on a journey back to Felix. I didn't track where, like, what country they were in, and then the servant girl did die. Yeah.
Every time I hear Constantinople, I get that song. I say,
Yeah, me too.
Umbrella Academy really, like, you know, it's like I knew it beforehand, don't get me wrong. However, like, Umbrella Academy brought it right back to the forefront of my mind.
When I was in
I
high
don't watch
school, they had an exam question of what is Constantinople now, and it was like one of the most missed questions on our midterms.
Really?
Yeah, and then throughout the rest of the year, it was like almost a joke where they'd be like, "What is Constantinople?"
Quick.
That's funny.
funny.
So that's what I think of. Just history teachers trying to hammer in Constantinople.
I like how the next... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rachel.
In college, I did the ACE program, which is run through, like, Cambridge. So, like, all I have is European history. Like, I don't know anything about American history outside of middle school.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, but it's like, so I know, like, a lot about World War One.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, I did. I don't remember shit anymore, but it's just like sometimes people will talk about stuff that they learned in history class in high school, and I'm like, that was what you guys focused on? Crazy. Like, where's your, like, way too long of World War One? Jeez.
I like how the next chapter starts with, "Such was the history of my beloved cottagers." Oh, that's where I got the word cottagers. That's what they use.
There we go.
There it is. I'm like, there's no way I came up with a word cottagers. That's too good.
We are on chapter 7 officially. I guess I should announce that. It is fucking downpouring, so
Ooh, it's always so
fingers
spooky
crossed.
when we record.
Yeah, you always have a good storm going.
I need to, like, film this of, like, how fucking windy it is outside.
Maybe on this episode you could put, like, a backtrack of just, like, rain thunderstorm sounds behind our voices, just to add
ASMR and add my weird ear-shattering noise.
It's just Rachel humming "Istanbul is Constantinople."
What is Constantinople? Quick!
She was sold. These are just all of our audio clips from this episode.
A lot of human trafficking.
B-roll? Is that B-roll?
Yeah, it's B-roll.
No, ad-lib. Ad-lib is what I was thinking. Like in rap songs.
That's fun.
Okay, I sent you a video. You can't, like, see the rain, but you can see how, like, crazy windy it is.
You're fully in the vibe.
Aww. Moon's ears in it. His top tier.
Allison is my favorite. Is the author of my favorite book going to be at your library?
No, because Mary Shelley's dead.
Damn.
Oh, I meant.
Yes, that's what I sent you. That's what I sent you.
Is that your library?
It is.
Aww.
I follow my library on Facebook.
I'm bummed. I want to go. I would meet her.
I need
absolutely.
to be better about going to, like, bookish related events.
Me
I'm
too.
like, so bad about it, and I don't know why.
What is windy?
Yeah. I feel like the video makes it look less windy, but it's, like, raining pretty bad, actually. And the cat keeps, like, perking up a little bit because she gets, like, nervous about rain, but she has to sit in the window, so I don't really know how to help her there. All right, chapter 7.
What? I'm reading it.
I don't know. It's just Rachel pivoted so fast. You said something about Moon, and you went, "All right, chapter 7." I'm sorry, that got me.
Like
we're all trying really hard to, like, stay on business. We're all just struggling.
I know.
Okay.
Back to the
Chapter
cottagers.
7.
The cottagers.
The cottagers.
Cute.
So the creature was walking through the woods, and he found a bag with fucking crying.
The creature.
I was trying. My stutter was, like, trying so hard to come out, and I was, like, pushing it back. And I'm like, it's like, no one's gonna notice.
That was the most professional thing I've ever seen done. Because wow, I did not keep it together.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I wanted to not react, but then Becca reacted too.
I'm crying over Queecha.
When I get really stressed out, my stutter comes out worse. And I was like, I was really trying to like cut power and like hopefully just like make it so that it wasn't gonna be noticeable because that was the small version of what it was gonna be. Like I could feel it coming, and I was like, back.
Back foul beast. I'm so sorry I laughed that hard at that. I think you should keep it in though because it was so funny.
That killed me.
Widow.
It was really funny.
We should all try to slip in a WR somewhere.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my god.
All right.
Let's just go on more words I can't say and just go specifically and so the creature was walking in the woods and found a bag with clothes and books in it. And like I'm guessing no one else thought about this, but like do you think the family was like, okay, there's some fucking weirdo living in our like somewhere around here. Let's just like leave some clothes. Like that gives me the impression that either one, someone accidentally saw this dude naked, or two, like because there's no reason that they would have a bag of clothes with like books out. Like this is a very poor family that's not just like leaving shit around.
It is very specific.
I guess what I thought happened was he just came upon somebody's items they left in the woods. I didn't think it was from the cottagers. I thought it was just somebody was going through the woods and they set their bag down and they walked away and forgot about it, or I don't know, but this is another good kind of plot hole for Mary Shelley of like, how do these things just coincidentally keep happening?
That is 100% a how convenient moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. I just want to like, I'm just thinking that 100% they're like, all right, some fucking weirdo's living in our shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that.
Let's entertain
better.
him at least.
I like that better than
Yeah,
just
I like
a
your
random
idea
bag
better,
sitting
Rachel.
there.
Yeah.
Like this is the Hunger Games, like he's getting a care package dropped off.
But also that she lists the books that are in that bag, and this was the first time I ever considered that, oh, those are real books. And then I thought, should we read, not we, but like if I read those books too, would I understand the story better because I would understand what content he's consuming?
Would you in turn understand humanity more?
Exactly.
Well,
But the books,
like,
only one of them I have like ever heard of.
I feel like I own Paradise Lost is what I was gonna say. Like I feel like
Yeah, that's the only one I've heard of.
Can you list the books that he found? Do you have it
They consisted of Paradise Lost, a volume of Plutarch's Lives, and The Sorrows of Werther. Those were the 3 books.
Let's see if those are all real books. So we know Paradise Lost is.
That's the only one I recognize.
Yeah, that's the only one I recognize.
Let's do like a little synopsis.
And I know Plutarch is a real person. I haven't heard of Lives, but I know Plutarch's real. So that makes me assume Sorrows of Werther is also real. But yeah, synopsis would be good because I was like, again, is this something Mary Shelley is pulling out of like her current day pop culture and putting into this book along with her political opinions and everything? Like, I feel like learning about these books, we would learn more about Mary Shelley because obviously if she's going to write them into a character, that means she's read these as well, which is really cool.
So I'll give you a little synopsis. So this comes from the Penguin Classic of Paradise Lost. John Milton's celebrated epic poem exploring the cosmological, moral, and spiritual origins of man's existence. In Paradise Lost, Milton produces poem of epic scale, conjuring up vast, awe-inspiring cosmos and ranging across huge tracts of space and time, populated by a memorable gallery of Jesus fucking Christ of grotesques. And yet, in putting a charismatic saint, fucking Christ.
It's okay, dude.
And yet, in putting a charismatic Satan and naked, innocent Adam and Eve at the center of this story, he also created an intensely human tragedy on the fall of man. I feel like, when you read in English class,
and it's your turn, you're next,
and you panic.
Yeah.
Wait, but that's such a good synopsis because later on in this chapter, he makes so many comparisons between himself and Adam and Eve. Like, that's such a big point of this chapter.
Can we just
Yeah.
talk about for a second that that's one of the books that somebody left in the woods?
I didn't. I have a little bit more of the synopsis. Sorry, I cut
Oh,
myself off.
continue.
Yes, my apologies. Written when Milton was in his 50s, blind, bitterly disappointed by the restoration and danger of execution, Paradise Lost's apparent ambivalence towards authority has led to intense debate about whether it manages to, quote, justify the ways of God to men, unquote, or expose the cruelty of Christianity.
Mary Shelley was that bitch. Mary
She
Shelley
was
was
that bitch.
taking down the man piece by piece. She got it. She understood it.
I felt like those
Wow.
last couple sentences were kind of
Yeah.
important.
Crucial, because that's exactly what she's doing in this book. I feel like she's just putting all of her.
How is this the book
No,
that
it's
got
right.
left in the woods, though? I need answers. Who's
Yeah,
I
I mean that
know.
who's
is
bringing
that
the book
is
that's
part
like,
of it.
here's the guide on human morals and everything?
I will say now I kind of want to read Paradise Lost so I can understand.
That's what I was
Shelley
thinking.
even better. Yeah.
I was like, do we
Wow.
need to read that real quick? Because it is only $7 from Penguin
Aw.
Classic. And it's got a naked lady on the cover. Well,
I'll do
obviously
that
it says
one. I'll
naked
do that
ladies.
one with you next, Rachel, if you want to do another recording on Paradise Lost. That's a classic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sign me
Specifically
up.
from Penguin Classic.
Sign me up.
Is the cover.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah,
into
that's
that.
pretty good.
I'm into that.
It's a
Yeah,
good
let's
cover.
add it to the agenda further
Yeah, I'm
on.
down.
Cool,
Something about a naked lady on a cover. Am I 12?
know.
I don't know.
Oh man.
Okay. So,
Okay, but sorry, go ahead.
do we need do we need the synopsis of the other two books, or do we feel like that kind of encompasses the entirety of like what we're supposed to be getting?
I feel like it fully encompasses it because he's just sitting here talking about like his ethos that he's developing and that like he cares about benevolency and generosity and he wants to become like a person with admirable qualities, he says, and he's progressing his intellect. Like he's just talking about who he's becoming kind of as like a sentient being. And then he deep dives into the whole Adam and Eve comparison, which to me clearly lines up with Paradise Lost. So I feel like that kind of gives like that's what he's doing right now is he's reading and he's discovering himself and he's building his like ethos and morals.
Okay, real quick. If this happened in modern day, which books would Frankenstein find? Or Frankenstein's monster find, excuse me.
Ooh.
I feel like someone would throw the Bible in there for sure. Let's be.
Mm.
You know what? If the Bible wasn't in there originally, maybe they would not be that hard hitting.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel like if we picked like 3 modern day fiction pieces, that would be fun.
Let's see. Hold on. I need a stare.
I know.
I need a stare.
My vote is Eat, Pray, Love. That's what he would be looking at first.
Oh, the
She
monster
goes with
would
the soul.
devour Eat, Pray, Love.
He would love it.
Oh my god, he would love it. Wow. What else?
That was
What
such a
else?
good one.
That was
such a good
incredible.
one.
I also, this may just be because I'm reading it right now, but also Nancy Drew. I feel like the monster would be so into
Hell
Nancy Drew.
yeah.
Like he's for sure like sleuthing. Like he's watching these people, he's figuring out the best way to approach the old man. Like he is a sleuth to his core. But that again is what I'm currently reading, so that's fine.
That's cute. I like that too.
You know what? I feel like someone for the meme would put a like retelling of Frankenstein in there.
That's true.
Like a modern day retelling.
Oh
You
my
know
gosh.
what I mean?
That's funny.
Wow. That's kind of crazy because the way he's comparing himself to Adam and Eve in Paradise Lost, he would be considering himself like comparing himself to a modern retelling of Frankenstein. Yeah.
There's enough Inception in this book.
Yeah, it would.
I'm
it would
already
work.
confused who's even reporting on what's happening. At most points in this book, I'm like.
Also,
How do we
this
back
is a
this
reach, but Rachel, if you have any listeners who have listened to This Is How You Lose the Time War, that would be an incredible book for this monster to read because it's love letters from 2 kind of humanoid robots in the future, and they're kind of learning how to become human, and I feel like that's Like they're understanding human emotions in a way that they shouldn't be able to, and that's how I feel about Frankenstein's monster, is he's just learning the full range of human emotions.
I, Robot, if that's a book.
Well, if we're talking movies, Frankenweenie, obviously.
Obviously.
A rundown.
That is a
Obviously.
film. That is a film,
Yeah.
not a movie.
Cinematography.
Tim Burton version.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a non-Tim Burton
There
version?
is. There's an older one.
Really?
That the dad is the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That is all I
What?
remember. Who else is in it? Here, I'll tell you.
How did I not know that?
I'll look it up for you.
That's
Speaking
funny.
of Tim Burton, is everybody else as excited for the next Beetlejuice as I am? Because
I haven't seen the first one yet. I haven't seen it. I know it's my like childhood best friend Janie's favorite movie of all time, and I haven't.
Can we have like a watch party moment? Because I think we need.
I
that.
like that movie.
Absolutely.
Just like a fun little bond
Say my name
moment for us.
3 times.
That was actually very accurate.
I have seen that clip, and that was a great
Okay.
impression.
That's all I'm adding to today's episode.
So good. You're doing so good, sweetie. Oh man.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Oh, but talking about like him learning human emotion, he literally in this chapter he goes, I was dependent on none and related to none. The path of my departure was free, and there was none to lament my annihilation. Saying like, I have no friends, and nobody would care if I died or not, you know. And he goes,
Sad.
my person was hideous and my stature gigantic, which I go, LOL, he's just saying I'm big and tall, and that's why nobody likes me. And then he goes, what did this mean? Who was I? What was I? Whence did I come? What was my destination? These questions continually reoccurred, but I was unable to solve them. And I was like, oh, he's become fully human. Like, he's trying to figure out the point of life and everything.
Wait, I need to comment back on my Frankenweenie 1984 version.
Circling back.
Yeah, circling back.
Let's circle back to that. This is really important. I was incorrect. That is not the actor that plays the dad. It's the guy. He's one of the bandits from Home Alone. And then Shelley Duvall is his mom.
Hi, I'm Shelley Duvall.
I'm glad you were thinking the same thing, because that's all I was thinking of.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I was just about to say R.I.P.
So I have to close my blinds or else my neighbors are going to watch me record in bed.
Why did I think that this was that other guy? It's been a minute since I've seen this version.
The only thing I can think about, I was like, maybe, you know what's kind of funny about this is that realistically, Frankenstein is every book talk girl's dream, because like over 6 foot, black hair, ripped to shit, you know? Trauma. The dream.
Daddy issues.
Even better.
Bloodshot yellow eyes.
Yeah, that's someone's kink, all right? Let's be honest.
Boy, daddy issues is correct in there, though. That's funny. He does, sorry, I'm reading my notes in here. He does actually give us a synopsis of Plutarch's Lives and Sorrow of the Werter. I didn't highlight anything in it because I clearly didn't care. So we'll see.
I figured that those are the ones we weren't going to care about.
Just Paradise Lost is the only one we care about. But he did say after reading all of these books, he goes, I was, of course, led to admirable, peaceable lawgivers. Like, he wants to be good. So then again, I was like, did he really murder William like he was accused? Like, if he's really wanting to be good this bad, how do we know he did the bad thing he's accused of?
I'm standing on no, or it was a tragic accident.
Tragic accident.
You know, he just like slipped and fell and choked a kid out. Like, it happens to the best of us.
Well, he's like 6'8". Maybe he sat on him or something, you know?
Yeah. You know how it be, you know. Like, babe, we weren't even talking. Like, I just...
Oh, man.
So, he talks about how... Okay, never mind. We already talked about that.
I know. My next highlights are what we've already talked about too, where he's like comparing himself to Adam from Adam and Eve. He was like Adam, I was apparently united by no link to any other being in my existence except for his creator.
And he's like, at least my Adam's creator talked to him. My
Yeah.
creator never talked to me.
Yeah,
so
and then
sad.
he goes full emo, and he goes, many
Oh,
times
yeah.
I considered Satan as the fitter emblem of my condition, for often like him, when I viewed the bliss of my protectors, the bitter gall of envy rose within me. So he's like, I love the cottagers, but oh my god, I'm so jealous, I'm just like the devil. Like, he is full emo boy.
Like edgy emo too, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's like the monsters in his teenage years.
100%.
How many years old is he at this point? If he's been with the
5.
cottagers for a year, yeah, he's probably about 5 years old.
Well, he's been
Wow.
with the cottagers a couple years now.
The timeline in this book completely escaped me when I read it. I did not realize it was this long.
Yeah, because like this is like the second winter.
See, I just didn't even track that.
I thought he showed up in winter. Because in mine it says autumn passed thus. He's sad about it being fall, and then he goes, he fully said.
Because what he went through that winter, and he got, because he saw an entire season, and then he saw, oh, in winter they like stop chopping wood. He starts chopping wood for them in winter. Full season change again. So it's been at least like a year and a half.
Yeah, mine, where I marked it as like passage of time, just because I have a really hard time tracking the passage of time in this book. He said the winter advanced and an entire revolution of the seasons had taken place since I awoke into my life. So that almost makes it sound like he was only a year old, which there's no way that's accurate.
So when we first start his story, it's spring.
Mm-hmm.
This is like when he wait. Did I go back far enough? I don't think I did.
He goes, another circumstance that strengthened and confirmed these feelings. So again, just by happenstance, he goes, I discovered some papers in the pockets of the dress which I had taken from your laboratory. So when he woke up, when he was essentially birthed, and Dr. Frankenstein left him alone in the laboratory, and the monster had to dress himself, he took papers with him. And he goes, it was your journal of the 4 months that preceded my creation. And then the monster read Dr. Frankenstein's journal of how he was created, which, like, what an absolute mindfuck for a being, like a sentient being, to read about how they were created. And he was like reading about how, oh, and he goes, here they are. Like, he handed the papers back to Dr. Frankenstein in the cave, which I love. But he was talking about, like, God in pity made man beautiful and alluring after his own image, but my form is a filthy type of yours, more horrid, even from the very resemblance. Satan had his companions, fellow devils, to admire and encourage him, but I am solitary and abhorred. So he's like, I read how you made me, and it's so much more fucked up than I already thought I was, and, like, now I'm even worse than the devil.
It's so sad.
So sad. He goes, I persuaded myself that when they should become acquainted with my admiration of their virtues, they would be compassionate towards me and overlook my personal deformity. Him talking about, like, when he's going to introduce himself to the villagers or the cottagers. And I was like, aw, like, that is so sad. He was like, maybe I'm just such a nice guy to look past my deformity.
That's really sad.
Oh, there goes
Isn't Victor Frankenstein, like, trying to make him hot initially, too?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yikes.
And then the very last thing I have highlighted on this page goes back to our ignorance is bliss conversation, where he goes, increase of knowledge only discovered to me more clearly what a wretched outcast I was. So it's like the more he learned, the more he realized he did not fit in. And I was like, oh,
poor baby.
Ignorance is bliss.
I'm trying to, like, find what season it was. When they first started. It sounds like the weather is, like, inclement, but it's not snowy when he first gets there. And then I think he goes through, like, 2 winters. So
that makes sense. I did say, though, when he was, like, sitting in there deciding that he wanted to go introduce himself to the people, I wrote, he's horrifying even when he's benevolent. Like, just think about the fact that there is a monster living outside of your house for a year or two, and you have no idea, and he's just watching you every single day.
Oof.
Like, that's scary. That is
That's so
scary
scary.
stuff. And like, yeah, he has good intentions. Yeah, he's learning to be good and like is trying his best. But that's horrifying.
That is.
Like,
Absolutely horrifying.
And I was like, I
Um,
feel bad. Like, he's benevolent, but geez, that's freaky.
I do think it's really funny that he's like, why did you make me ugly? Like, continuously. It just keeps bringing it up. He's like, you could have done anything you wanted and you made me fucking ugly. So what the hell's that about? We do get even more seasons changing. Like, he's like, I'm gonna introduce myself, and then like 3 months go by.
Yeah.
And he does not do that at all. Then he waits until the blind older man, is alone, and he's like, all right, now's my time.
It's a good strategy, honestly.
It is, for sure. He comes on way too fucking strong.
Yeah.
He's like, all the people I'm here to meet is the rest of your family. And then he like grabs onto this dude's leg. And like,
their conversation is crazy. He's like, I'm a weary traveler on my way to meet people. And the guy's like, oh, are they Germans? And he goes, no, they're French. But let's change the subject. I'm ugly and I need to rest, but they're not going to let me rest with them because I'm so ugly. Do you think they'll like me because I'm nice even though I'm ugly? And the guy is like, who are these people? And then he hears the younger cottagers on their way back in, and he's like, it's you, and then clings to the guy.
Have you ever heard like a pick-me fish for compliments? Because that's what the conversation sounds like.
I highlighted so much of this dialogue because I'm like, who is saying this stuff? Like, the old man goes, where do these friends reside? And the monster goes, near this spot. Like, why are you being so coy? Like, it's just so crazy.
Cagey. So weird.
Oh, it's so funny.
He brings up being unattractive a lot.
Yeah. But the old guy does agree to him. He's like, listen, I'm blind, so I can only judge you on your, on your countenance, like how kind you are. I'll, like, essentially testify for you. I'll vouch for you. So I can help any human creature. He's like, I'm blind and kicked out of society, but I would still like to help a human creature. And I underlined human creature because, boy, that was missed the mark.
Like, all he had to do is be like sitting on the couch talking with this guy, and the family probably would have been fine. They would have been like, okay, weirdo. Yeah. But like, seeing a 7+ foot man at your blind and almost deaf father's ankles, doesn't bode well.
Yeah, one of the girls faints, the other girl runs away, and then Felix, the boy, starts beating him. He kicks his ass.
And then he says, oh yeah, I could have torn Felix limb for limb, but I thought that was a bad idea.
Yeah, he was like, I literally could have ripped him limb from limb as the lion rends the antelope. Like, he's scary. This is a scary monster. And then he just ran away.
Whenever there is a book-accurate film to this movie, this scene.
I should make it. I would, if I was ever going to produce any movie ever, it would be this book. Because, wow, what a missed opportunity. This is wild.
Facts. I wonder what a modern day version of this would look like, honestly.
Yeah. I think they are remaking it. I feel like we talked about this, but...
Are they?
I feel like Oscar Isaac was in it.
Ooh.
But he's not... who I thought he was. I feel like I want him as the monster, and I think he's Victor.
I think he is Victor because I feel like I remember you looking.
Yeah, and I remember being disappointed. I mean, I love Oscar Isaac, but I'm like, oh man.
I do love that that's where the chapter ends. It's just him getting beat up and then running away.
And going back into his hovel, not leaving the premises either.
Next door. Yeah, he just went downstairs.
He's like, fuck, okay.
I'm going to my room.
Yeah. Slams the door and has punk music playing.
Yeah, he's so emo. He's like, even the devil wouldn't understand me.
I'm not going to college, Dad. My heart's in the game. Well, that was Frankenstein. I guess we know the family now, and the fact that our monster has 0 social skills, which, what a mood. What a mood. I am, like, this is, like, the crazy part is this is, like, halfway through the book. There's a lot of the book to go, and I kind of have no idea what's going to happen.
It's a
Mhm.
You
rough,
know? Like,
rough entry into society.
yeah. Like, this could literally go anywhere. Okay, maybe there isn't that much of the book left, actually.
No, I think a lot of the stuff at the end is like context clues, research
Yeah,
stuff.
okay.
I think we only
This
have
is how much of the book we have left.
yeah, not much. Mine
We have, like, 100
is
pages.
225. We're on in my version. We're on page 139 out of 225. So yeah, just under 100 pages.
In the back of mine, I have a How to Read Frankenstein, and, like, I don't know if you, like, live your life out of spite, but I'm like, shut the fuck up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't tell me how to read it. Mine are appendixes for everything Mary Shelley references. And actually, here we go. This is what we've been talking about. Maybe this is why you should read the stuff in the back of the book. Selection, coalition, or collate. Never mind, skipping that word.
Mhm.
All of the changes made between the 1831 and the 1818 versions.
Ah!
I've got them. We've got them listed.
Ooh,
So
send
what do
me
you
pictures
guess?
of that.
Yeah.
Where
I
was that episode on?
chronologically.
Where was that episode on?
Yeah, sorry. I guess I could have actually read what was in the back of the book. I'm like, listen, if the author didn't write it, I don't care. But that's really not how you should go about these things.
Well, that's all we have for this episode, and we'll catch you all in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody!
Bye.